Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to welcome you to this video, and also thank you for lending me your ears as I talk about and give my thoughts and opinions on Warframe, a free-to-play game that was released back in 2013 by Digital Extremes. Digital Extremes, also known as DE for short, retain a staff of 170 employees as of December 2017. They focus mainly on Warframe. They were founded back in 1993 by James Schmaltz, who's best known for being the co-creator of the Unreal Tournament game series. DE has a vast number of games under his belt in his 20 years plus of work, some undoubtedly better than others. These games include the failure known as Star Trek 2013, the gritty action shooter Dark Sector, and also the multiplayer of Bioshock. My name is Almic, and to start off with I'd like to address a few things regarding its gameplay. Warframe follows your typical hack and slash style of game, which generally falls to spamming the E key until all enemies within melee distance have been defeated. But where Warframe differs from other generic counterparts is how it implements its fast-paced movement into the mix, and in doing so it truly makes the player feel almighty. Nothing is cooler than quelling foes with a dashing jump and slash in a seamless motion, followed by a crazy high leap only to come crashing down to unleash more wrath upon the fodder that each level throws at you. Because that's all enemies are in Warframe, fodder. Does this take away from the overall experience? No. Like I said, killing enemies in Warframe is fun, and to aid you with your reckoning, you have a plethora of weapons, armor and abilities. Warframe does an excellent job at making the player feel powerful. Your character is a badass, a space ninja, who's referred to as a Tenno within the game. At the beginning of the game you can pick one of 3 Warframes or armor suits, which have a variety of different abilities. These range from giving you a power to summon an energy sword, to the ability of giving you a super speed boost. As you advance further into the game, you unlock blueprints to make new Warframes, guns and whatnot. This is where the main meat of the game comes into play. The armory of weapons and Warframes look and feel so different from one another, and I have to give credit to the creative and animation directors, Steve Sinclair and Jeff Cooks, on what a wonderful direction they have taken in regards to this. The story in Warframe takes you a while to comprehend what's going on. When you first log in, you get to pick a character. You're guided through a short tutorial and given some brief notes on whom your enemy is. First up we have the Grineer, a strange faction of aliens. Their appearance can be compared to the Grinch, and what I mean by this is that they are kind of fat, green and seem angry all the time. Next you've got the Corpus, a group of individuals who sport large helmets and seem to focus mainly on robotics. And then the Infested come into play shortly after that, a faction of alien zombie-esque beings that want to kill everything around them. But at 80 hours in, I still know very little about who these aliens are and why they are my enemies. If not for my own research on YouTube, with thanks to Starlord D and his video series on Warframe lore, I would know nothing other than the names of my enemies. But if you stay around long enough, you start to realise there is a lot hidden under the surface. The lore in this game is rich and magical. And that's all I'll say in regards to this, as I don't want to spoil anything for new players. All I will say though, is that it's worth the wait. In addition to the story and gameplay, I must say bravo to the audio cues that really help set the ambiance when battling the vast amount of enemies that you come across on your journey. The clang of your swords, clattering of your guns and roars of your enemies really help set the stage when in the heat of a fight. But I must admit, when the fighting is over and I return to my ship, I'm always greeted by the most annoying aspect of Warframe, and that's your ship's AI captain, known as Ordis. Ordis is a friendly and funny voice at the beginning of the game, bringing a slight hint of humour as you wonder about your ship, thinking of what task or mission to do next. But by 80 hours in, I simply opted to mute him in the options menu as I was sick of hearing his repeated one-liners. Yes, Ordis, I'll always come back covered in blood. You don't have to say it 50,000 times. As I was in the options menu muting Ordis, I decided to check the graphics options and tweak them to my liking. Warframe can handle a constant 60 FPS with virtually no frame tears that I noticed, bar when you have an option turned on that lets your weapons have constant energy visuals, but this was on one hectic occasion after a 25 plus wave survival mission, not something that happens all of the time. Another few technical aspects of the game I noticed were how fast its loading times were in regards to connecting to the servers and grouping with other players. A feature I appreciate the most though, which is absent from all other online games that I've played, was the fact that after DE released an update for the game, it let me finish a mission that I was on and gave me 15 minutes after said mission to update. Usually games just force boot you and update straight away. The update that I mentioned was for our new Prime Warframe, an armor suit which advertised new abilities and boasted a cool new look. These Prime deals are essentially how DE make money on Warframe. Just remember, Warframe is a free-to-play game. It uses an in-game currency known as Platinum, which is purchasable from the Warframe website. With Platinum, players can buy any weapon or item directly, avoiding the long grind which this game has to offer. This is highly beneficial for people who have more money than time, which is a true but sad factor in today's society. Platinum is not needed to experience everything that this game has to offer though. You can get every item, weapon, armor, pet, etc. just by playing and grinding for. Yes, it will take you a while, but in doing so it feels like a hell of a reward when you achieve the 3-day wait for your new Warframe or get that lucky drop from beating a boss copious amounts of time. It's nice to see that Digital Extremes doesn't use a loot box style of selling items to their player base. This is something that should be applauded by many publishers, developers and players alike. In the end, Warframe is a repetitive yet brilliantly designed masterpiece. It takes the nerdy notion of Space Ninja and brings that to fruition with stylized fast-paced combat accompanied by breathtaking visuals and audio cues that truly make it one of a kind. Warframe is a game run by passionate developers, has a thriving, friendly community, and as I've only scratched the surface, I can confidently say that I'm excited to see where this free-to-play gem goes next. I'd like to hear your opinions also, so please leave a comment down below. Thanks for listening.